what's up? This is Winsky. Welcome back to my Anonymous Code Let's Play. Last time we were trying to help prevent Asuma's mom from dying and stopping Asuma from becoming a calamity and causing mass destruction, but we failed. We tried so hard and got so far and weren't able to save Polan's mom, not Polan's mom, Asuma's mom, unfortunately. And yeah, he turned into calamity and he's causing mass destruction in the city. And so we're just trying to see if there's any way to salvage that as Polan. So yeah, let's see where we were at. Yes. It was late at night, but the meeting room at the Ministry of Defense was full of people shouting.
This operation couldn't have been a more spectacular failure. Not only did we fail to eliminate the boy, we've left him completely unhinged.
He is definitely unhinged. The members of Project Gaia have been following the progress of the operation to seize the Gaia institution. But the outcome had been so disastrous, they've flown into a panic. Oh, like maybe they shouldn't have been trying to build this Earth simulator thing in the first place.
We should have just tightened the kid's leash?
How could we have known this would happen? We couldn't possibly have anticipated these events.
He turned into a monster. This is outside the realms of human comprehension. I doubt there's anything we can do now.
It may have been a mistake to target the boy's life. We should have placated him. Then he could have been confined somewhere we could watch him.
It's easy to say that in hindsight. I'm quite sure that seeking a peaceful solution would have simply made the child more conceited.
Well, better than what it is now, right?
He was always impossible to control. If he'd opened up to the media, he would have destroyed both us and the government as a whole. He has all kinds of information on us, down to the color of our underwear.
Faced with that boy
Guy's
and Gaia,
powerful.
anybody's as good as naked. Not even the US president is an exception.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the US government is breathing down our necks right now. They're saying that if we don't take care of this immediately, they're going to dispatch not only the JUSDF, but the USMC too.
Never!
Oh.
The day we let the US military conduct an operation in Japan is the day we should resign en masse!
This is no time to be paying any mind to appearances.
They just want to take Gaia and Soga for themselves!
But without the Americans, how can we stop him?
There was also the rat who claimed that the Vatican was behind this mess.
I could see them doing this. It's what they specialize in.
If only we were more serious when they asked us to capture that girl. We could have avoided this.
What? I don't
Might
think
have
that's
seen
how it
this
works.
coming if we'd used Gaia. Perhaps we should have asked Soga to show it to us. A poorly placed joke, but...
Mr. Sunahara, how do you intend to handle this?
The Minister of Defense fell silent. He was usually composed, but on this occasion, he didn't seem himself. His forehead was sweating, his eyes wandering, and his legs fidgeting.
Retracting the order to kill Soga. It's the will of the Prime Minister.
I mean, how's that gonna change anything? It's too late already. The words he'd awkwardly blurted out invited a brief silence. Everyone was shocked, but the shouting resumed a moment later, even louder than before.
Retracting it will change nothing at this point.
That's what I was
Is
saying.
the Prime Minister simply trying to skirt responsibility?
What if Soga comes to kill us? This matter won't be settled until he's dead.
We're being
was trying to
streamed
kill him.
live to the entire world!
Really?
What would the world think of a country using every ounce of power at its disposal to murder a single child? Neither the public nor the international community would let us live it down. The army will contribute nothing more to this fiasco.
But then, how do we fix all this?
If we knew
That's
that, we wouldn't be in this mess!
The minister buried his face in his hands. Their attempt to separate Gaia from Asuma has resulted in them in losing Gaia entirely. Even if they wanted to predict the future now, they no longer had the means. As a result, they had no idea how to address this catastrophic situation. The situation was spiraling further and further out of the control. They could do nothing but watch. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to fix this. We made our way to Odaiba on a fishing trip we'd stumble across. Fishing ship! Why did I say fishing trip? I want to go on a fishing trip, sheesh. We'd stumble across. We'd arrive and saw the place was in a worse state than Umino Mori Park. Oh, look at this! Dude, what is... This looks like something you see in a museum. And those buildings, yeesh. The one responsible for this destruction was sitting, hugging his knees to the remains of a collapsing station.
Asuma!
Asuma!
The scale of the ruin made it difficult to find him. I'm surprised they found him at all. Everything looked so unreal. None of it seemed like it belonged to the world we knew. It reminded me of the days that followed the sad morning. Back then, I could hear people weeping and groaning in every direction. Hannah was desperately trying to help them. But I couldn't hear anyone right now. We hadn't found a single living person while searching for Asuma. Was anyone here still alive? Asuma had done all this, but I could have stopped it. I missed my chance to prevent his rampage. I don't think I can teleport.
If that happens again...
Yeah, he's like, no more. I felt responsible myself, knowing I'd failed.
I'm sorry.
Aww.
I couldn't protect your mom. If you're gonna hate something, hate me. Just don't hate the world itself. Please.
Aww. This is all I could do now.
It doesn't matter. Asuma. It doesn't matter anymore.
I looked at him, but the confident, cocky boy who'd looked down at everyone else was nowhere in sight.
Mother, the world, none of it matters. This world just makes me feel empty. I want to destroy all of it.
Aww.
Because it's a simulation?
That's got nothing to do with it. It's because this world is trash. And you're both trash for trying to save it. We're all just copies of the real world. The things you feel are just make-believe.
How do they know
but
it's a simulation?
Lucia, you're different.
Huh?
You're the only one who doesn't exist in any other world layer. You were created by the Gaia above. Created by people who are like gods to us. They haven't solved the year 2038 problem either. That's why Gaia began independent calculations in an attempt to solve it. It went through an unimaginable number of patterns. It found the simulation with the highest probability of success, then ran that simulation. That's the world we're in now. That's the world layer we're in. It's the only one with you in it, Lucia. Well, probability of success is still so small it might as well be zero. But you were the god's last resort. Does that make you feel better about yourself? The end is coming anyway. They threw you into this world, Lucia, but not even you can write its course. And that's why this layer is just another failure. It's meaningless. Not even those gods can solve the year 2038 problem. Everyone's going to die. The system error is going to take us all back to zero. No one can change the world, not you or anyone else. So just give up and disappear.
No, not give up.
Mama.
Asuma told me a few hours ago that Momo hadn't shown up in Earth simulators. That meant she was and irregularity unique to this world, kinda. World layer, kinda like an actual being sent by the gods themselves. What if, like, they have Momo, like, do something? If he decides to travel back again, because the Earth simulators can't predict her, right? I don't know. She probably hadn't been expected to learn about her origins here. Now, and even so, Momo didn't hang her head as she listened.
Thank you for telling me why I'm here, Asuma. I'm surprised, but
She kept looking straight ahead.
it's just as I said before. It doesn't matter to me that God may have arranged each of my actions. Even if my sense of duty and my feelings are artificial, I will simply do what I want to do.
Momo looked at me, and I looked back at her and nodded.
Polan and I, together, will save the world and everyone in it.
Aww.
Obviously, Asuma, you're one of those people we could save. So come on, come with us. Come on, please.
But
You won't save anything.
our words weren't getting through to him.
It's all pointless. Just admit that it's pointless.
No!
This world has to be pointless.
No, it
A
doesn't!
world like this shouldn't be allowed to go on any longer. Why don't you get it? Why?
Asuma, come on.
It's pointless. It's pointless. It has to be pointless. I won't wait for the end. I'll finish off the world right now.
Whoa, what is wrong with him?
What do you mean?
Oh. Maybe I should TP out of this.
If that happens again...
That's true.
I pulled the plug on this world just a moment ago. I made something. It's up there, in space.
Is it the wormhole
Made...
thing?
what?
A huge asteroid.
He said the Sad Morning X100.
It'll fall to the Earth soon. It's too close for anyone to evacuate. Hey, do you get it now? It's pointless. The world's gonna be destroyed before the end even happens. I'm gonna destroy it myself. But who cares, right? Not even the world getting destroyed means anything.
Asuma, delete that asteroid right now!
Don't tell me what to do. I don't have to listen to anyone.
We will tell you what to
Asuma!
do. And you will listen to us. I reached out to grab his arm. Oh, he also knows how to teleport now. But before I could, he vanished. My hand grasped for nothing.
Shit, where is he?
I looked around, but I couldn't see him.
At this rate, Asuma's gonna abandon all hope.
I understood why he felt that way. It was my fault he changed. It was all because I couldn't help him. Well, no, because you tried. First of all, it's like not even your fault for causing it's the Holy Office's fault. And like the government and everyone involved, kind of his parents too. So like, it's not your responsibility to pull on to shoulder all of that. We shouldn't have been in this situation if I'd done just what I had to do. In that case, I knew I had to load, but
Shit!
I couldn't shake the fear that those flashbacks were gonna mess me up again. The thought of them kept me from loading.
I
was incompetent and useless.
If that happens again...
Is that the end? Oh, okay. Wait till the asteroid didn't hit that fast. About half an hour later, her siren rang out inside my BMI. It made every one of my hairs stand up on end. We've been trying to learn what we could about the asteroid, but we hadn't gotten anywhere. We couldn't reach Oz either. The sound of that siren ringing out amidst the chaos was familiar. I didn't know if it was exactly the same, but it was like the one I'd heard on the sad morning. It was the National Safeguard siren. It was the siren used to alert citizens about imminent
Breaking news. NASA is conducting an emergency press conference in the United States. In the lead-up to this conference, Chief Cabinet Secretary Sugo has declared that all citizens must watch it. If you know anyone currently sleeping, please wake them up and have them watch immediately.
Oh, it's so late, but all the billboards in Tokyo are on. Wait, no, it's not just Tokyo. They're on everywhere in the country.
All news media have canceled their programming to show the press conference.
I checked 4chan, social media, and video sites, and it was clear everyone was panicking after seeing NASA's press conference.
About an hour ago, we confirmed the sudden appearance of an asteroid within the moon's orbit, about 330,000 kilometers from Earth.
You know when Asuma said that he made the asteroid, I thought it was going to hit in like the next 5 to 10 minutes.
We named this asteroid
so
X-2038.
Oh my god.
It is roughly 3,000 meters in diameter.
Oh sheesh.
We have concluded from its brightness that it is a silicaceous asteroid.
I have no idea.
We were unable to see the asteroid until now. It managed to elude even Atlas. It is as if the asteroid did not exist prior to its detection and appeared literally from out of nowhere. It is normally impossible for an object this massive to appear so suddenly. As such, we checked our observation equipment for any malfunctions, but found everything to be working as intended. With the help of observatories around the world, we performed countless checks, and unfortunately,
concluded that this asteroid indeed exists.
We have calculated from its trajectory that it will collide with Earth, and that impact will occur approximately 6 hours from now. The predicted point of impact is in the Pacific Ocean, and in the worst case scenario, a mere 900 kilometers from Japan's Chiba Prefecture. We anticipate that this impact will generate a tsunami that will reach many countries bordering the Pacific Ocean. The effects will be especially catastrophic in Japan, where the height of the seawall could range between 50 and 120 meters.
Oh, yo.
Is there any way to prevent the impact?
Where's the safest place to go? How true are the rumors that you actually covered up that the asteroid was approaching?
Are you certain your equipment is working properly?
Quiet! I repeat, the impact is in 6 hours. There is nowhere you can run.
Damn, she's like, start kind of down.
We have a live broadcast from the White House.
Everything NASA has just explained is true. This will be the greatest disaster in the history of mankind and will cause the deaths of hundreds of millions. It is unclear how many people will survive. This will be the greatest trial humans have ever faced. But please, try to remain calm. God help us all.
After the Holy Office 513, the wood I hear God in this game, I don't feel so good anymore, you know what I mean? Like, the Holy Office is just so triggering. After the president's last few words, which were probably his true feelings slipping out, all the journalists in the White House press conference room ran out. The president simply watched. He looked stressed beyond belief. I mean, who wouldn't look stressed beyond belief at a time like this, you know? I knew that will only cause more panic.
The world will be consumed by chaos unless we do something. What we need is... Kent, we can stop this, right? Tell me we can, please.
Kent wasn't here, but Momo desperately called out to him anyway. And he actually appeared.
Unfortunately, The specific event of Asuma Soga materializing an asteroid was not part of the Fate Line's prediction.
Oh.
Therefore, at this point, I have no countermeasure against it. A large percentage of my resources is being allocated for my plan to save humanity from the end. I will take action to eliminate Asuma Soga. But the asteroid still needs to be dealt with. And that I cannot do.
Huh? Eliminate?
You'll kill him?
If the calamity that is Asuma Soga is left unchecked, humanity cannot be saved from the end.
But even if you eliminate him, the asteroid will still cause mass destruction. If you can't do anything about it, we'll have to stop it ourselves.
Thwarting an asteroid impact. Besides Asuma Soga, the only other individual with the potential of accomplishing such a feat is...
Juno? Oh, us. Can't look straight at me.
You, Polon Takaoka.
Alright, let's go. Let's do this.
Whoa, you're not making any sense. There's no way I can do that.
Up until now, I'd used my saving and loading to make the impossible possible, but now I knew that stuff came at a cost. Also, this was way wilder than anything I've dealt with so far. It was a goddamn asteroid!
I can't. I couldn't even save Asuma's mom.
Hold on.
I don't know why I started doing her voice. Momo grasped my hand.
Let's do it! All of us! Together!
Aww.
Momo.
Let's do it.
I'm the useless one, and I'm always relying on you. So maybe I'm in no position to say something like this. But I think we should all work together and do whatever we can to stop it. I'm sure that it'll work out. We'll figure something out.
No way.
Hold on.
We're dealing with something on a totally different scale to everything we've faced so far. It's too much for us.
I still try. I gently let go of her hand. I couldn't even save Asuma or his mom. How was I supposed to handle a global crisis? There was no way. I was useless. Just got some crazy app and deluded myself into thinking I could save the world.
Stop the asteroid threat, and we will have a chance of survival. Your success would let me set my final plan in motion. Not that I can fully guarantee its outcome, of course.
My aim is to cause a world line collapse, which should lead to a universal fix of all world layers. And to accomplish that,
rather than hacking into our own world as gods, we must hack into God's world. Only through this can the end be averted. Polon Takaoka, that is why. The asteroid impact must be stopped at all costs.
Hold on.
Seriously, I can't.
I loaded so many times and I still blew it. I knew the same thing would happen if I tried this time. Not true. Was I supposed to press load? Okay.
I took Rosario to the hospital. Looks like she's gonna make it.
Thank you so much, Cross.
Does the hospital take her to? That's good.
Don't mention it. I'm just looking out for my own. The traffic's crazy here. Everyone's desperate to evacuate.
I bet they are. The sun hasn't risen in Japan yet, but the city was already in a state of panic. Looting. I hate that. Why? Terrorism? Oh god. Looting? Terrorism? Order itself was crumbling. I didn't know it was a good idea to leave this place. No matter where we were, we wouldn't survive the astral impact. Asteroid. I don't know why I said asteroid. The number of casualties is probably going to surpass that of the sad Morty. Owen was hanging his head again, looking very down. He'd been like this for a while now. It wasn't like him. The situation was hitting pretty hard. The Polon who looked forward and rushing ahead was the one who gave me courage. But I couldn't pin all my hopes on him. I was a member of Nakano's symphonies too, after all. I had to do something about this gloomy atmosphere.
I'd like to hear your ideas for how to stop the asteroid. What can we do to prevent it?
My question garnered no responses. I'd only asked casually, but I knew full well that solutions wouldn't come so easily.
I put it on hack as a new quest. Meteor hack.
Thank you, Wind. Thank you. Thank you for setting this up. But it wasn't even a quest this time. The reaction to it was mixed.
NASA said nothing could be done about it. The asteroid's way too close. It could have been stopped if we'd known about it earlier. But this whole situation's irregular.
The asteroid is 3,000 meters in size, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't really fathom how dangerous that was.
Let's look at impacts from the past. One of the most famous impacts is the Tunguska one.
Let's just look at that. An explosion that occurred near the upper stream of the Podkamenya Tunguska River in Russia-Siberia region in June 30, 1908. It is widely believed that to be the result of a meteor impact. It is said to have burned forests as far as 30 to 50 kilometers from the center of the explosion and shattered windows from as far as 1,000 kilometers away. Jeez. With Russia just coming out of the Russo-Japanese War at the time, and the instability of subsequent events, the site was not properly investigated until 1960. Hey, yo, that's like 52 years. Jesus. In 2013, a group composed of Ukrainian, German, and American scientists examined the local ground and found minerals that were most likely part of the asteroid, leading them to claim that it was indeed an asteroid impact, but it is not yet wholly confirmed. Sounds like a lot of chaos at the time.
It happened in the Siberian region of Russia.
How do they explain it? I didn't even need to read it.
There was an unidentified explosion high in the air, and trees within the 30 to 50 kilometer radius caught fire.
What in the air?
Apparently, the shockwave was so strong, it shattered the windows of houses up to 1,000 kilometers away.
Apparently, evidence substantial enough to prove the involvement of a meteor had yet to be found, though.
Based on the explosion's energy, the projected size of the meteor was between 3 and 70 meters.
Jesus.
That's a lot smaller than the one we're dealing with.
Next, there's Chelyabinsk. That one happened in 2013, so there are plenty of recordings. The meteor was 17 meters in diameter. It blew up and broke apart in midair. The affected area stretched 180 kilometers to the north and south, and 80 kilometers east and west. The shockwave caused windows to shatter.
So, like, we can't even have it blown up in the air too close to Earth because it will still burn everything, right?
And it was just 17 meters.
Hey, the dinosaurs went extinct because of an asteroid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a popular theory.
Oh.
Apparently, the Chicxulub crater in Mexico was created by the asteroid that caused the extinction.
How big was it?
All of this is hypothetical, but it was between 10 and 15 kilometers wide.
Damn, that's huge!
By the way, the top 3 craters in the world are called the 3 greatest impacts. There's the Chicxulub crater from the impact that killed the dinosaurs at 160 kilometers. Then there's the Sudbury crater in Canada at 160 kilometers. And finally, the Fredefort structure in South Africa at 180 kilometers. The energy from Chicxulub's impact created a tsunami that's estimated to have been 300 meters tall.
Whoa.
It also tore into the Earth, reaching as far down as 25 kilometers. Magma spilled out, and weather changed across the globe. They say that extinction of the dinosaurs was a result of both the impact and the resulting change in weather.
Asteroid's asteroid was less than half the size of that one, but it would still cause catastrophic damage. Okay, at least it's not as big as those, right? Also, in his current state, he could easily create larger asteroids, and as many as he liked.
A 3,000-meter diameter asteroid will be plenty destructive, and it's predicted to hit the ocean off the coast of Tokyo. It'll cause a tsunami when it makes contact. And just like the NASA administrator said, countries bordering the Pacific will suffer massive damage.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I've got a better idea of the size now. I've also come to realize that the situation's graver than I thought. I hope there's something that can turn it all around.
There was a movie like that, wasn't there?
A movie?
That old one, made about 40 years ago?
Yeah, that one. The one where they put a nuke inside an asteroid heading for Earth and blow it to pieces. That was fiction, but we can copy it, right?
Sorry, it's not that easy.
Huh? Miss Kumar joined the conversation.
How's the situation?
It's not looking good, but I'll keep trying.
I'd ask her to contact universities and academic societies to ask experts for solutions. They'd be a better source of ideas than someone like me.
Why can't we copy the movie? Not enough time?
It's 3,000 meters in diameter. You'd need a whole lot of energy to shatter an asteroid of that size, and we don't have the means to get the amount we'd need into space. It's also too close for us to divert its trajectory away from Earth with a nuke.
Maybe Asuma had determined the size and distance of his asteroid to remove that as an option. And even if launching a nuclear bomb into space seemed like it could work, that kind of effort would need international coordination. It wasn't something we could put into motion. Perhaps thinking strictly in terms of the physical was a bad idea?
Hey, what would happen if Kent eliminated Asuma before it hit?
What are you... Wait, that's a good question.
Oh, that is a good question.
Asuma was the one who created it, right? If he disappeared, wouldn't the asteroid disappear with him?
The two are independent of each other.
Aww.
The only reason I am undertaking the elimination of this world layer's Asuma is to prevent any further global-scale environmental manipulation from occurring. Currently, Asuma Soga is highly synchronized with the Asuma above, enabling the two to have mutual awareness. This means what Asuma wishes for in this world is perceived by the Asuma above. It was Asuma in the upper world layer that created the asteroid, not the one here. Therefore, even if the Asuma in this layer were to die, the asteroid would not disappear with him. And the same holds true for the Asuma above, under the assumption that we somehow managed to eliminate him. The only way to delete that asteroid is to have the Asuma above alter Gaia's parameters.
Yeah. That means all we can do now is pray to God, huh?
Poem was right. This really was too great a task for mere humans. I knew that, I fully understood it, but surely there was something we could do. Oh, back to the countdowns. There was nothing we could do, but even so. Well, at least it's the morning now. Momo was standing near me, in silence. She was looking up past meteor impacts. She wasn't alone. Cross and Win were helping her. Everyone was sharing videos about those impacts. Nobody was saying it, but I could sense their despair. They were focused on the Chelyabinsk event from 2013. It was because that was the most thoroughly recorded event. There were recordings from multiple angles thanks to all the witnesses, and a lot of footage was on the internet. Just gonna watch the full video. It's so bright. Does it show it exploding? Okay. The clips that had been picked up by news media right after it happened were the ones with the most views. But there were a lot of recordings that didn't break triple or even double digits. Most of them ended with a couple of minutes, and some were just a few seconds long. Momo and the others were using specialized apps to increase the clarity of certain parts of the videos and sharing them over BMI. They'd been doing that for a while. I was too busy feeling sorry for myself to join in, though.
I think the Chelyabinsk event and the current asteroid have some features in common. NASA and other organizations all over the world are keeping an eye out for meteors and asteroids likely to hit Earth. But it seems as if nobody noticed the Chelyabinsk one until just before its impact. It was almost as if the 17-meter meteor appeared out of nowhere next to Earth. Don't you think it's similar to the meteor hack?
The asteroid we have now isn't a natural phenomenon. Asuma just wished it into existence. You shouldn't try to look for patterns where there aren't any. That's what conspiracy theorists do.
Right. I'm sorry.
What if that one was also... But if our world was an Earth simulation, then weren't the events of the year 2013 when Chelyabinsk happened also confined to this simulation? We were dealing with a situation Asuma had caused on a whim. In that case, it was possible that I still can't pronounce it, even though the Momo just said it. Chelyabinsk was also God's whim. It was like God was doing a little trolling. In a world like this, stuff like scientific evidence probably didn't mean much to begin with. Our world had miracles and supernatural phenomena. Quantum teleportation, sacraments. In the end, the appearance of an asteroid, Momo's incarnation, saving and loading. This was a world built on the whims of those in the world layer above us. We were like guinea pigs in a plexiglass box. I felt if even the thoughts in my head were the results of someone messing with certain parameters. The logic of the world I believed to be real had been broken apart. The despair. Not the despair! The feeling that there was nothing we could do. They were growing stronger. It'd be great if we could pray to God to save us, but God never had been the best listener. What do you think, Anon?
Stop.
Okay, yeah, I can't make him teleport anymore.
Yeah, right. Like you'd answer me either. Stop.
Momo was doing her best. I don't know, like I felt like me pulling up that screen was the only way I could talk to him, no? I don't know. Momo was doing her best. She wanted to save the world, and that sense of duty was pulling her forward. She was searching for hints, looking at every clip that caught her eye, playing them over and over and over. Her behavior was almost obsessive. She really, truly wanted to save the world. Momo was something else. But it was impossible. New videos started playing. She shared it with me too. I watched it, but I wasn't paying attention. Once it was over, it went back to the start. It ended again and restarted again. And again. And again. Again. Wait, there were 3 little dots, no? I noticed something about the video. Something I could make right out when the meteor blew up. Footage went all white after that explosion. But what caught my eye was the moment before that. Wait, what is that? I played it again. I hadn't noticed on previous videos, but...
Poem? What is it?
About this video you just sent me.
Huh? Yes? Yeah?
Yes? Did you notice something?
Right before the meteor explodes, it looks like it gets hit by something that flies up from behind. Something even faster than the meteor itself. Can you see it?
Huh? Really?
Yeah, this thing, right? Where is it? This thing.
It's in 2010 quality, so it's hard to tell. I used the app to increase its clarity, but this is the best it can do.
Now that you mention it, I guess I can see it.
Can we contact the person who took this video?
I doubt it. This isn't the original video. Looking
at its account, it's re-upload.
I see.
The original was probably out there somewhere. But even when we found it, there was no guarantee we'd be able to contact the uploader right away. The video was more than 20 years old.
I'm sorry, I guess I'm just imagining things.
No, we definitely see a Poon. It's definitely there. Yeah, I shouldn't be wasting all our time on false hopes.
Wait, that's actually an interesting theory.
Miss Lid seemed curious.
If something had hit it from behind, what could the mysterious object have been? A detached piece of the meteor? No, the gap in their relative velocity is too wide. A fragment couldn't have caught up with it.
Was it a missile or something?
That would mean that someone successfully shot it down, right? 20 years have passed. You'd think that whichever country, organization, or individual that pulled that off would have claimed the glory by now.
So, did another meteor just happen to collide with it?
That would mean both were on an almost identical trajectory.
Miss Lid tilted her head to one side and smiled.
All right, who wants to try replaying this moment in an Earth simulator?
What?
An Earth simulator? You mean you want us to go back to the Gaia institution?
Gaia was under Asuma's control, though. Even if we snuck in there, we wouldn't be able to use it.
No. I don't mean Gaia. Japan and the Vatican aren't the only places operating Earth simulators behind closed doors.
Yeah, she has connections.
Officially, development on all of them has ceased, but lots of countries are still running sims in secret.
And you have connections to those places?
You'd better believe I do.
It's like,
I pulled some strings and got permission to use one of the Earth simulators in the US. Pretty good on short notice, huh?
Who did you ask for help? Oz?
No, I can't even contact Oz. Karu and No are looking for him, though.
I wonder what's up with Oz.
I asked Kurisu. She has an above-board image, but I'll have you know she's involved in plenty of shady stuff behind the scenes.
Oh. A few minutes later, Miss Lid shared the simulation data with us.
Check it in VR mode.
There was no point to any of this. It wouldn't help at all. That's how I felt, but I couldn't stop myself from turning on VR mode.
Set it to 9:20 and 26 seconds local time. We'll start 10 seconds before the explosion.
I see it!
Whoa! Takaoka was heckin' right!
It's possible that by pulverizing the meteor, the object reduced the lethality of this event and saved lives.
What could the object be?
I don't know. We need to analyze it more thoroughly, but there's no time for that. Though I can say it's something that might qualify as supernatural.
But what about it? How does it help? It's just one detail from a past event. It doesn't even hint at a solution to the asteroid coming at us right now.
If there's no time to launch nuclear bombs into space, perhaps we could use something that's already in space?
Like what?
This might be an absurd idea, but could couldn't we make use of all the space debris in Earth's orbit? Perhaps we could use the SA-4D too.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be feasible?
So you're thinking of recreating Chelyabinsk?
Everyone fell silent. Mama was right. It really wasn't a served idea. I think it makes sense.
Like Miss Kumar said, the odds of something like that happening, we'd be talking about a supernatural event.
That's true. But if we
Is this a
tried to
supernatural
reproduce
event?
all the conditions and get every variable right, it could work. Couldn't it?
I felt like Momo was losing her cool. She was clinging onto a scenario with next to no chance of ever happening. Well, isn't that what happened with the previous quest? There was nothing to it. The whole idea was false hope.
The thing hurtling toward Earth this time is far larger than the one that exploded over Chelyabinsk. As I mentioned, it would take an enormous amount of energy to pierce and destroy this asteroid. I'm not sure there is debris that would fit the bill.
The debris catalog.
Huh?
I found it while looking into asteroids. The debris catalog records the data of all orbital debris, greater than 3 centimeters in size.
By all, do you mean all?
Yes, all confirmed debris.
How can we check the list?
It's on the internet. Anyone can open it.
All right, nice. I'll check the catalog.
Tech-savvy now.
Thankfully, this asteroid is silicaceous rather than ferrous. Providing the projectile is suitable, it can be destroyed. We'll need more than mass alone to destroy an asteroid, though. We'll need to know its orbital position, too. The asteroid will enter the atmosphere in about 5 hours, so we have to identify the debris that can make it to the asteroid in time.
And if we want to hit it, we'll need to be able to control that debris remotely, from the ground.
So we need debris we can communicate with. Let's look at the list.
Satellites?
All right, I'll hit up the hackers I know. We need everyone we can get for this.
I'll try calling my friends too.
The experts I know are dying to do something about this. I'll share this idea with them right away.
Hey, calm down, you guys.
No, we can't sit idly by, remember? It wasn't just Momo now. Everyone. Even Miss Lid was getting involved.
It's not gonna work. It's just not.
It's going to.
We can't do this. You know we can't.
Hold on. That's enough.
Yeah, you tell him.
You're nothing but dead weight right now.
Oh, he told
You couldn't
us.
do what you had to, and it broke you. I get how you feel, so shut up for now.
Oh, Chris, you giving us the lecture.
The rest of us right here are still trying our best.
Yeah, you tell him.
Cross.
It's your childish and embarrassing ideals that brought us all together. Don't forget that.
Looks at Momo. I didn't know what to say to him. Before, I might have been able to stand with them and face the future, to rush ahead with them. But now I knew my limits. I couldn't face the future. And okay. After about half an hour, Ms. Lid contacted us again.
Listen up, everyone. We found debris that tick our checkboxes.
Huh?
You did? I had some experts help me, and I even got to use the QCDC again. I had a little help from Amadeus, too.
You mean Kent?
No, Kurisu. Anyway, I got some of the world's best brains on this, and they managed to find some debris that could do the trick.
Seriously?
We won't be using actual debris, though. We're going to borrow satellites from the Astraea project.
The Astraea project?
You know about the space elevator that's being built, right?
Oh yeah, there was one under construction in the Pacific Ocean.
They're already sending material for it up there on a regular schedule. It's being used for space resource development missions still in the proof of concept phase. The ASTEROID project is one of them. Its mission was to use satellites to tow lots of small asteroids from the Apollo group closer to Earth. The asteroids are metallic and about 500 meters in diameter.
Then in the future, asteroids collected that way could be used for further development, huh? That made sense.
And the
I'm
satellites
still
used for this
struggling
proof
to
of
understand what
concept.
happened, but okay. The satellites used for this proof of concept.
ASTEROID 1, 2, and 3 all happen to be stationed at the space elevator's orbital platform.
So that meant
the idea is to crash them into X-2038, along with the asteroids they towed over. If the calculations are right, the impact would be in relative distance, 50,000 kilometers from Earth.
They calculated all that so quickly. That's amazing.
right? Quick math. Appreciate that. But Miss Lid didn't look too excited. It didn't seem like this strategy alone would resolve the crisis.
But that impact wouldn't be enough to outright destroy X-2038. Even if things went according to plan, only about 40 to 50% of the asteroid would be destroyed. The scattered pieces would still be enough to cause major damage.
It wasn't gonna be that easy, huh?
That's why we're looking into another plan too. One utilizing the Space Guard system. It's the space defense system deployed by the JUSDF.
Space Guard. Oh yeah, that sounded familiar. The JUSDF Space Force that set themselves up while the G26 nations deployed the SA-4D. Though unlike SA-4D, the Space Guard used large missiles placed in orbits, which seem relatively
There
simple.
are 9 Space Guard missiles that can intercept X-2038. They could be used as a follow-up to the Astraeosats.
And all of that would be enough to neutralize even a 3,000-meter asteroid, huh?
Though, no matter which strings I pull, I can't find anyone who can connect to Space Guard's HQ. It's looking like I have no choice but to hack into it.
Alright,
The
well, you
security
know who's
there is
gonna
no
hack
joke
in.
either, so it'll be a race against time.
Ken could probably handle it. But he kinda had his hands full, didn't he?
Cross, Wind, can you go on the internet and get help from the hackers who have joined in on the quest?
They both nodded. Scientists, experts, even hackers from all over the world were coming together to deal with the situation. Well, You're still moping around, Poland? Come on, we have a plan now. We can take action.
Status report. What's going on?
The AVMS is being hacked. It's refusing to respond to our commands.
What? How could someone take over the Air Force's battle management system?
This can't be happening. No average hacker could break through this system's security. It's the very foundation of the Army.
Analyze the situation and take back control. Also, connect me to the Minister of Defense.
Right away.
What's happening?
We have an emergency.
We have many emergencies! I can't even contact the Prime Minister! What is it this time?
Someone has taken over the Air Force's management system. We've lost control over it.
What? And what does that mean?
We no longer have control over our unmanned vehicles. They're in the hands of whoever commandeered the system. They might attack indiscriminately, even civilians. They could even cross borders and wage war on other countries.
What?
Bruh.
Japan alone is host to about 500 of these vehicles. And we have no means of stopping them.
It's not worrying at all. Oh god.
The the 28 MQ-67A units at Misawa are scrambling, but Misawa issued no order to sortie.
The 15 units at Hyakuri have scrambled as well. We've lost control of over 30 more.
So far, Chitose, Matsushima, Iruma, Komatsu, Komaki, and Miho have reported that their MQ-67As can no longer be controlled.
We've received contact from the US. They're absolutely convinced that the hacker who took over the system is Cicada 3301.
So we're in the hands of a wizard. What is he after?
All units are heading towards Tokyo. It doesn't seem that he intends to intercept the asteroid, though.
Control! We have completed analysis of the target coordinates set for all MQ-67As.
Put them on the monitor.
That's...
Huh?
I see. Their
target is...
Asuma Soga!
Oh. Is that Kent's doing? Like, is it actually Kent's? I know they hypothesize it's Kent, but... Oh, we get comic book now.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. Oh, those eyes look intense. Dude, that bridge, yo. Is that the Golden Gate Bridge, by the way? What is that?
I'm not responsible, so go right ahead. Kill him.
Dude, wasn't he the guy who like it looks bad when we're killing the child? Oh yeah, because he's not responsible now, so it's like it's okay now. Wow. Jesus.
Is Soga dead?
What if he's
Did
not?
they get him or not?
Biosigns... detected.
Oh god. Ooh!
He is alive.
What?
Whoa, what's happening? Okay, he's got a shield to stop him. At least they're falling in the ocean. Oh god.
Damn you, monster!
He's so frustrated. He's so mad. And at the same time, this is like not even the real Pope, right? It was like just a figurehead. The news broke around the world that the Pope was about to make an emergency statement. It was late at night at the Vatican. Popes almost never announced speeches at times.
This world will not meet its end with the asteroid, for that is not the will of our Lord.
Oh, so now the Holy Office is gonna help? The Pope's speech opened with a promise of hope. But the man had more to say.
The true end shall come approximately 11 days hence. We were granted this truth by Our Lady of Fatima some 130 years ago. January 19th, 3:14 and 7 seconds, Coordinated Universal Time. As foretold by our Lord, that is the moment when all shall come to ruin.
This is like the perfect time to make a speech like this when everyone's already panicking. You're like, oh yeah, the world's not gonna end now. It's gonna end 11 days later. Like
Until
that
that moment comes, let us join hands and find peace in prayer.
Peace in what? Getting destroyed by the tsunamis and the asteroids? The first approach of a devastating asteroid, and now as the Pope himself declaring that there was another end, that another end was still to come, regardless of nationality, faith, and race. His words were enough to instill panic in all mankind. God damn it. How do we fix this? A bunch of streamers were broadcasting Kent's drone attack on Asuma, albeit from a safe distance. Attacks raged on. I had been watching for over 30 seconds and it hadn't stopped for a moment. We could hear the explosions from here, and their vibrations reached the ground we were standing on. Some of the buildings Asuma had messed up were barely standing. They were starting to collapse. It felt like a battlefield. Well, it is one, probably. It also felt like I gotten a glimpse of how brutal Kent could be. I realized how weird it was that Asuma could deflect all these attacks and stay untouched.
He looks like he's hurting.
The streams were way off, but I could just make out Asuma. It seemed like he was crying, begging for someone to help him. Aww.
Hey, shouldn't you two get out of there? If the asteroid hits, you'll be underwater.
There's no point running now.
We couldn't get away, and if we made the wrong turn somewhere, we could end up getting caught in one of those attacks.
Also, the Army's attacks are causing network disturbances all over.
Oh god.
It's making the panic even worse. There's traffic everywhere, and the infrastructure is starting to fail.
Cross? You're cutting out.
There's disturbances. The 23 wards and the area around Kawasaki are all affected.
Network disturbance? Was it the cause of the army drones?
All right, everyone. Time to talk.
Miss Kumar, how's the situation?
Listen up, everyone. All seems good with Estrella. But I can't say the same for the situation with the Space Guard.
Hackers from around the world seemed like they were making good progress, though.
First, there's the network disturbances. The US is suffering them too. We were reporting our progress just fine. But after I got that data, we lost contact with each other. It might be tricky to connect with them again, all things considered. One more thing. To minimize the damage from X-2038, we need to hit it with at least 9 Space Guard missiles.
Damn.
We need to issue a command to move them into X-2038's trajectory. The timing for that command is pretty strict too, and I can't find a facility we can use to send it when we need to. The global panics made it hard to contact most comms facilities. I tried places on the ground and even ComSats, but I couldn't find anything we could use.
What if they just adjusted the trajectory of the Space Guard itself? Would that shift the window a little? How about using multiple commands? Mumble asked before I could get the words out.
They said they tried to look into those options. But if we tried those, we'd run out of either time or fuel. They're not viable options.
I see.
I figured the SA-40 could be used to change the trajectory of the Space Guard missiles too, but apparently that was unrealistic.
The SA-4D have been deactivated too.
Yeah.
SA-4D.
After that event.
But it's not like they're completely inoperable. If we reactivated them, maybe we could get them to attack the asteroid.
All of them? No. They're too far from each other. At most, we could mobilize a couple dozen for a simultaneous attack, but they wouldn't amass enough energy to destroy the asteroid.
Damn.
Would it be possible to hack SA-4D's core systems, then change their orbit so they could all attack at once?
That idea is worth looking into, but I'm not sure we have time.
Everyone was bringing up whatever ideas they could find, but none of them were realistic. What if I loaded again? No, I was too scared of having another attack. You probably won't let me load now, huh?
There's no way.
One more possibility comes to mind. There's a deactivated satellite in the area that would be just right for us. Just one, though.
Huh? Really?
There was one SA-4D sat that malfunctioned during Sad Morning. It didn't attack. Did you know that?
SA4D0144, right?
Yes, but 0144 itself doesn't matter. A certain rumor spread regarding what happened there. Apparently, 0144's malfunction was caused by a hacker who got in using another comm sat.
I've never heard about that.
Samesies.
That was the first I'd heard of it too. I have a slight suspicion that what if it's Polon's dad? I know, I'm always making jokes that it's Polon's dad when it's a hacker. But what if it was Polon's dad and he hacked that and he stopped it from, and maybe that one was gonna hit Nakano or something where Polon was in, his dad stopped it. I don't know,
One of the people helping us out right now is involved in the SA-4D decommission project. He's my source for that rumor.
So there was a chance that the ComSat could be reactivated and used to tell the Space Guard missiles to move at just the right time.
But accessing that SAT and getting the channels, passwords, and optimal comm systems would take a while. And then there's the time we'd need to secure the channel from the SAT to the Space Guard missiles. Considering all that, even if we could get that SAT up and running again, the probability of our plan working out is still low.
So, that was too much of a gamble as well, huh? All this wishful thinking was getting us nowhere. But we weren't in a position to drop everything in favor of such a remote chance of success.
But there may be something we can do. What is the satellite's name?
It's called the OnWeb satellite.
Huh?
OnWeb 0023 to be more precise.
OnWeb?
Polon's reacting to it. What does that mean?
Polon?
Oh my god. His dad was working on it? I never expected to hear that name here.
Polon, are you okay?
Oh my god, and I was just talking about his dad? Dude, what'd I say?
Hey.
You're good at this.
Miss Lid, about that SAT. Was it launched in 2020? And is it listed as 45136Y in NORAD's satellite catalog?
Huh? Yes to both. How do you know that?
What kind of coincidence was this? Was fate itself trolling me?
That's the satellite my dad did maintenance on.
What?
What?
So his dad was able. See, that's what you know how there was a cutscene where Polon was like, "Dad, did you see the news about the Sad Morning attacks?" And Dad was like, "Stop! I'm working." Like I think he was working to stop that, right? I don't know.
Give us the details.
OnWeb was an internet comms company, right?
Yeah, it went bankrupt 17 years ago.
I found an article about it. Okay, so back then, SATCOMs-based internet wasn't practical yet. I wasn't even born then.
Me neither. I wouldn't be born for another year.
My dad worked for them as an engineer. By the time OnWeb went bankrupt, they'd already sent 70 test sats into space.
And they're still in orbit.
My dad and the other employees were dismissed with the bankruptcy. But the company applied for corporate rehabilitation law. That's why they expected the company to come back eventually. And that's also why a bunch of the ex-engineers secretly did maintenance on the 70 sats that were already in orbit. They did it so those sats would be ready to go whenever the company recovered. That day never came, but Dad and the others kept up with the maintenance.
Aww.
It's like a piece of my dream, continuing to brave the skies today. Even though everyone forgot about them, and they'll never be used again. The other engineers and I, we made them. We put them up there. And we're gonna remember them, look after them, until the day they burn up. That's why I still maintain it. Hey, Polon, if something happens to me, would you look after it for me?
Aww.
I guess this stuff doesn't make much sense to you. Sorry, Polon.
I suddenly remember that moment when I was still young and Dad still had that light in his eyes. He stopped paying me attention or after our family had broken up, but he never stopped working on that satellite. Always with his back to me, always locked up in his room. Always like that.
Don't disturb me. I'm working.
That's the line I'm talking about. Aww. Miss Lid had just said that someone had used the on-websat to hack SA40-0144.
They say that if 0144 hadn't malfunctioned, there might have been one more crater in Tokyo.
Oh, in Tokyo, I'm not gonna know.
At least another 5,000 casualties.
Dad had saved those people. Guys, what did I say? I've been saying Polon's dead, Polon's dead. Yes, it is Polon's dead. That's just how these stories work. The workaholic who didn't seem to give a shit about his family saved all those people. Yeah, I feel like he was working towards something.
What the hell?
Oh, why hadn't he told me? If that was true, then he wasn't just some kind of a competent asshole. He was the only hacker in the world who stood against the sad morning, an event not even the most wizard-tiered hackers could hold off. Dad was more skilled, respectable, and awesome than I ever was. He was the real hero.
Polon, look at this.
Man, I'm just too good at these like call-outs or like guesses, predictions.
If we could access OnWeb 0023 right away, we could use it to communicate with Space Guard missiles.
I reached into my pocket and ran my fingers across the keyboard in there. The reason why I can make a living as a hacker these days was because my dad had taught me programming when I was still little.
You're a fast learner, son. Maybe you're on your way to becoming a wizard.
Oh my god, they have the same hairstyle and his hair is actually black. Oh, like why would I think he has naturally green hair? Of course he dyed it.
A wizard?
Uh-huh. Hackers are wizards. We can make anything happen.
This is so wholesome, by the way.
Make the impossible possible. That's your old man's motto right there.
There used to be so much kindness in his smiles, but after our family fell apart, I just stopped going to his room. You know, his family is not, I was gonna say kind of like Asuma's family in a way that like it fell apart after like one person left. Well, I mean, isn't that how families fall apart? Never mind. But like, I guess my point was that they're similar in that like they both didn't have like happiest families and their families fell apart. And yeah, maybe that's why he really wanted to save Asuma so bad. Like, I know he doesn't need to have that experience to want to save Asuma, but I felt like it definitely helped is what I'm trying to say. I always just stood outside, looking at him and saying nothing. I never even once tried talking to him. I turned my back on him too, and he never turned to face me. But he was a man who never let go of his ideals.
Polon, what do you want to do?
If I did something now, would that make me like Dad?
We're still fine.
Okay. Yeah, it would. And I had a motive of my own.
I won't sit idly by
when
someone's in need.
Yes, don't hold back. I'm glad that this
Miss Lid,
story
I know
was
how
a
to
little
access
turned back
OnWeb
around.
0023.
Really?
There's something at my place. The equipment my dad used to maintain the SAT is still there.
We might be able to use that.
Give me a sec. I'll try accessing it.
I tried remote accessing my dad's PC back in the condo. But Wi-Fi, right? Yeah.
No good. I can't connect to it from here.
He needs to go back.
Cross, you're at Symphony now, right?
Yeah?
Go to my place. We're gonna need the phased array antenna for the comms.
Oh yeah, you did have an unusually large antenna.
That antenna is actually the only way to communicate with OnWeb 0023.
All right, I'll go there right now.
I'll do whatever I can to get back to Nakano. Guys, sorry for being such a wuss back there.
Aww.
I'm gonna help too. I'll fight alongside you a little longer.
I glanced at Momo, then we made for the shore where we moored the fishing boat. We came to a dive aboard. Alright, they came through fishing boat.
What do we do after we turn on the antenna?
We'll
they
use
don't
my
have
dad's
teleportation
PC.
powers like
Its
Tuna or
security's
Asuma.
tight though. We'll have to bypass it.
I never looked at my dad's PC. I felt like if I did, I'd find some file revealing how he actually felt. I didn't want to see anything like that. The PC had remained completely untouched.
If you can handle it, go ahead and hack it, Cross.
It's your dad's memento, though. Hacking it may cause it to crash and make it impossible to look inside. Ever. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
This wasn't the time to worry about that stuff. If this was the only solution we had, we couldn't afford to get hung up on
A
this.
QCDC could hack it in no time. But we can't get our hands on one of those with the comms in the state they are.
She was right. A QCDC could break through an old PC security like a tissue paper.
There's another problem though. Even if we can establish comms with OnWeb 0023,
Someone had to input commands for the position control to properly communicate with the 9 space guardians.
we probably need a highly skilled specialist. My dad could do it, but I can't.
I think I know someone who might be perfect for the job.
Oh. Who?
Tengen.
Oh. Oh yeah. He was an ex-astronaut.
Have you got through to him?
No, not yet.
Oh. Finding out that our world was simulated had shaken him up pretty bad. I could understand that, obviously. But this wasn't a good time for that old dude to be wigging out on us. I wasn't the one to talk, though. I've been a mess myself until a few minutes ago.
I'll see if I can get someone else.
You do that.
We have until an hour before impact to establish comms with Space Guard. We have to get this sorted before that.
What happened to the Asuma being attacked thing? Like, is he still being attacked right now? What's going on? That gave me an hour to get from here to Nakano and set up comms so we could use OnWeb planes.
I'll handle it.
023. I was never gonna go back down again. Aww. Tengen Ozutani sat crouching at the edge of an empty construction site. He looked over the desolate crater. By his feet was an empty capsule that once contained some form of drug. Car horns echoed in the distance. Countless frustrated drivers were stuck in traffic. Oz had passed by many people on his way here, and all of them were panicking and desperate. Construction workers had no reason to visit the crater anymore, and the veil of silence hanging over it was at odds with the chaos outside. Looking up, he saw trails left by fighter jets. Oz could tell just by listening that the situation on Daiba was bad. It was far from here, but he could easily hear the intense noise of combat coming from that direction. Fully composed, he reflected on how it felt to be experiencing the end of the world. It was all just digital data after all. Everything, even his own feelings, had been composed by someone else. It was the thought of that had driven him into
Found you.
despair? It was Kaoru Sumezu. He was panting heavily. The man must have been running around searching for him.
Sure the chief of the CCO should be wasting time in a place like this?
I'll have you know I was effectively suspended after the pool hack.
Where's No-No?
She's resting in that car I parked over there. She was really worried about you too.
Like, now you're worried about No-No?
At any rate, perhaps you could lend us a hand? We need your skills as a former astronaut.
Lend you a hand, huh? Think I'm gonna do that? The way I am now?
You don't appear to have your hands full.
Sure don't. I'm just sitting here being melancholic.
He's just having his edgy moment.
I found out that the universe I'd spent all this time looking up to was make-believe. Someone made it up. Talk about a punch in the gut. What's the point of living in an artificial world? Even if we do what we can to survive, it's all gonna end in a week anyway, right? And what are the us above gonna do? Nothing. Just mess around. They might not look at our data at all. That's why there's no point in this world.
So those are your grounds for giving up on life? Please don't say such things. You sound like a mopey teenager.
It doesn't count as moping if I'm right, right? You heard what Cicada said, didn't you?
Oz, mankind's imagination knows no limits. It's strong enough to overcome even fate. And as we speak, many people are fighting desperately against that fate.
Oz stood up and walked over to Kaoru.
Even the impulses of your soul are artificial. You're being fooled into thinking you can do something about all this.
That will only be true if we fail. If we can prove that we're masters of our fate, then our world won't be artificial anymore.
This world ain't designed for you to succeed. It's a simulation through and through. Quit dancing in the palms of their hands.
The very designs of the world are already falling apart. You saw what Asuma Soga did. Are you gonna tell me that stuff was by the book? That it followed our creator's rules?
Kaoru grabbed Oz by the chest and pulled him close. Usually a composed man, such a gesture was unlike Kaoru.
There's no better time to dance than now! Right now, you're more pathetic than Asuma Soga! Sure, he's crying his heart out and throwing a fit, but at least he's got the guts to destroy the world that's forsaken him! What about you? Are you really going to sit here and do nothing? If everything's meaningless, then there's as much meaning in trying to save it all as there is in giving it up! I say we dance! I say we dance hard! Please! Let's show the children that our world is neither fake nor artificial!
Yeah!
That's what adults are supposed to do, right?
That idea only worked when we bought into the lie that ours was the only world.
The real end will only come when we deny our own souls. In other words, now's the time to believe our souls are real and do something about all this. I am the captain of my soul, and you of yours. We will prove that. The most important thing is what you decide for yourself. Right?
Never thought I'd hear you come out with something that childish at your age. Feels like old times.
Oz looked into the distance and sighed. Okay, back to Polon's perspective. The breakwater was completely destroyed. It was even worse than when Momo and I reached Odaiba. The clash between Asuma and the army had been so intense that giant waves had formed. I felt like they'd sweep me away if I got too close. Places that had been fine before were now underwater. It was hard to get anywhere without getting soaked. But we ignored how drenched we were and walked ahead. I heard explosions above. I lost count of them at this point. Drones were going down one after another. Smoke from explosion had filled the air overhead. Large pillars of water rose from the sea. They moved as they had mind of their own, attacking their incoming drones.
Hold on! Look!
Momo pointed at a deck some distance from the shore of Odaiba. I saw a familiar boat there. One we used to get here from Umi no Mori. It had been split in half.
We can't use that.
Oh no. That will cost us some time. We had to hurry up and find another.
Cross, how are things at your end? No good.
Oh, no.
I can't get through to him.
The network disturbance was only getting worse. I had no idea what was going on, so the best thing I could do was focus on getting us out of here. Find another boat amidst this chaos. Honestly, taking a boat out on Tokyo Bay seemed a lot like suicide. Another explosion? The shockwave shook the air. I looked up.
Falling this way!
The downed fighter spewed smoke and fire as it hurled itself towards us at breakneck speed. We'd be dead in an instant if that thing landed on us.
Shit! Run!
I screamed to Momo. I tried to run as quickly as I could. The drag of the water around my legs kept me from getting any traction.
Damn it!
Breeze rained down endlessly around me. I died if a single piece hit me.
Yeah, I get it.
Now's not the time to be scared about using it. It makes no damn sense not to. I mean, I hope I'm not making a mistake by loading here, but we'll see. There.
Momo, stop!
We were walking to the breakwater.
The boat's wrecked. Let's go by land.
Okay.
She's like, I understood. You TP'd now. Momo instantly agreed. She must have realized I loaded.
It'll take longer, but let's use the tunnel.
Odaiba was destroyed, along with the bridges leading to Umino Mori and Ariake. The area leading to Ariake was especially bad. The landscape itself had changed, and it didn't look like we could make it there on foot. But maybe the tunnels were still intact? 2 tunnels led to Odaiba. The Shuto Expressway's Tokyo Harbor Tunnel to Oi, and the Route 2 tunnel connecting to Umino Mori Park. The latter had collapsed though, we saw on the way here. That was why we had to use the Tokyo Harbor Tunnel. Wait, why did he save again? Thankfully, it was still structurally sound. There were some crashed and burning cars here and there, but nothing impassable. I looked up to see a chopper flying overhead. Was that one here to attack Asuma too? The road inside the tunnel was a real mess. Cracks in the walls were leaking water, and vibrations strong enough they passed for earthquakes kept shaking the place. It could fall apart at any moment. Still, this was our only choice.
Let's go.
Momo strolled into the tunnel without a moment's hesitation. I followed after her, watching my step. The tunnel was about 1.3 kilometers long. Once we were through, we'd be out of Odaiba. Hoping that Cross and the gang were doing okay, we made our way through the tunnel. Oh no, don't tell me it's gonna collapse. The road inside the tunnel suddenly began to shake so I could barely stand. There was intense rumbling ahead.
Look!
Oh no. Water! Was this tunnel collapsing too? No! We spun around and sprinted back as fast as we could. The water was fast. It caught up to us. A massive force slammed into my back. It was like the wall was propelling me forward faster than I could cross it. It was carrying me away. I tried to grab Momo's hand, but I couldn't reach her. I was overwhelmed in seconds with ice cold water. Alright, I pressed load because... I don't know. Maybe we could have died there? We were right in front of the tunnel. There was no sign of water yet.
Let's go.
Wait.
Huh?
This tunnel's dangerous.
I looked up at the sky. A chopper was making circles up there. Thinking back, the drones Ken used to attack Asumas were all UAVs. I hadn't seen a single chopper here. Why was this one
Hey.
here then? What? This is the first time I saw a living human being besides Momo and Asuma since we arrived at Odaiba. Why is he here?
Tatted Baldy Builder!
What?
He literally called him that. Oh wait, that wasn't his
Graham
name.
Kingley, you're alive?
And he was here in Odaiba?
Why?
I was pretty sure he was at the guy institution last night.
Asuma's transformation is partially my responsibility. You want to arouse my suspicions, but I wasn't able to deal with them fast enough. I have to stop Asuma myself.
The chopper overhead flew down towards us. So it was.
Did you call it down?
Graham didn't.
You're gonna
die.
fight him in that chopper? Don't you see what's happening there?
I'm a soldier. It's something I gotta do.
He was determined to take on Asuma, even if all he had was his chopper. I wouldn't let him though.
Hold on, let's get him to take us.
Yeah, I was like, why don't you get the chopper and get him to take him out?
We should.
I stopped Graham.
I want you to do something for us.
I have no obligation to help you.
You don't, but we're trying to save the world.
You want to
so.
help Asuma, right? Don't force him to kill anyone else. Asuma created the asteroid, and if it falls, it's gonna kill more people than the Sad Morning. Right now, we're doing what we can to stop it. Please help us. All you have to do is take us to Nakano.
Stop an asteroid? There's no way you can.
Yes, he can.
We stopped 3 quests.
Poland can do it. He can do it if he uses the thing his father left behind.
Momo.
Yeah, I could do this. I had to believe I could.
Come on, Graham. You know I've made it through some pretty insane situations. Going there to get yourself killed won't help Asuma. You're just trying to find a way to go out on your own terms.
Yeah.
But we might still be able to help him. And the world. So help us out.
Please!
Momo and I both bowed our heads. The wind and noise were intense. Momo and I struggled to stay upright. The chopper had landed, and a soldier
Major!
showed himself.
This place is dangerous! Please get inside!
Ram!
I shouted, and our eyes
Get in.
Yay!
It's gonna be a bumpy ride. We're going through a battlefield.
That's fine by me. Take the shortest route.
Hey, finally we're out of here. Because, like, how else are they gonna get to out of here if it wasn't through plane? Because boats gone, tunnels gone, you know? The chopper hovered upwards.
Change of plans. I'm calling off the attack. Take us to Nakano.
Roger that. Heading to Nakano.
Is that...
Momo was looking outside. She was at a loss for words. I followed my gaze and my jaw dropped. Combat was ongoing. The sky above Shibara was filled with smoke from the explosions. Through the smoke, I could make out a bunch of floating buildings. They looked like high-rises from Tamachi or Hamamatsu. The sight was like an illusion or a mirage. It was very real. Several huge buildings had been plucked from the surface, lifted into the skies, and spun slowly in place. The buildings seamlessly transformed again and again as they intercepted oncoming drones or consumed them entirely. That's wild to watch. Between the buildings and the pillars of water, UAVs didn't stand a chance. That wasn't all. Countless cars hurtling through the air had formed a false vortex. Each one of the vehicles moved as if it had a mind of its own. They decimated. Kent was probably sending everything he could, but witnessing this, I felt like the army was going to run out of drones before Austin was dead. Dude, how is this going on for so long? Like, suddenly the chopper began to spin. I was thrown around inside and almost hit my head.
What's happening?
We've lost control!
The AI can't regulate our altitude anymore. It's ignoring the routes I'm putting in.
The AGM-122 lock is gone!
You're gonna lose control of the system!
Turn off the autopilots. Fly it manually.
Switching to manual control. It's not working, sir!
No. chopper turned around and changed direction. It was heading towards the floating building.
I'll use it if I need to.
Okay.
We're being taken straight to Asuma!
Yeah, I think it's like the vortex or something. At this rate, he'd just shoot us down.
If I had a choice, I'd rather not
can't control it!
Turn off all systems.
I can't!
Hold on! Look!
I looked outside again, saw 3 giant pillars of water around the chopper.
I'll use it if I need to. Shit!
Yeah, I'm loading. I'm not letting that water hit us. Next thing I knew, I was going up in the chopper again.
Change of plans. I'm calling off the attack.
Take us to Nakano.
Roger that.
Heading to Nakano.
Graham, turn off the autopilot. You're gonna lose control of this thing.
Let me take control.
Yes, sir.
Disengaging autopilot. Do this, man. Listen up. You want to survive this flight, you better sit down, buckle up, and hold on.
Alright, Graham, take us on a ride. Momo and I nodded. More drones were being shot out of the sky outside. I felt shockwaves from blast rattling the chopper. I saw the columns of water still revving out from between the
Don't get surrounded!
Shut it!
One of the pillars came close. He whipped our direction, slightly grazing the hole. The chopper lost altitude after the joke. For a moment, I felt myself floating. Seconds later, I thudded back down, though.
You okay?
Yes!
The chopper was spinning wildly.
I'm gonna recover. Back me up.
Roger that.
Momo and I could do nothing but cling to our seats as the chopper juddered harshly. Graham and the pilot both took the control column and pulled it back as hard as they could.
Raise the nose!
We were approaching the surface of the water, but moments before smashing into the bay, the chopper stabilized. Oh, thank God. We were horizontal again. A second later, another pillar burst out of the water immediately in front of me. Bruh.
That's me!
Bruh. The chopper turned sideways. The sudden movement was so intense I felt like I was inside a blender. Slamming into the inside of the fuselage over and over, I clenched my teeth to bear the pain. Do they not have seatbelts or something? Still biting down, I looked outside the window and realized we were no longer over the sea. We'd enter a residential area.
We got through!
Nice. It looked like Shibora was below us, and the floating buildings were shrinking into the horizon.
Mr. Graham, what's that sound?
We'd only just made it out of a crazy milestone, but a weird sound had made me uneasy again.
Spad!
God.
The chopper's damaged. It's gonna struggle to stay in the air.
We started losing altitude again.
We gotta do an emergency landing.
No! It just needs to take us to Nakano. Keep it going!
You dumbass, we could fall out of the sky any second.
The fate of the world depends on us getting to Nakano. Insane times call for insane behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Don't blame me when we crash and burn.
Buddy, this was a suicide mission from the get-go.
You tell him.
Just keep the ground away from us a little longer.
I cried out as I groped desperately onto the chopper's seat in an attempt to keep Momo safe and secure. Our altitude was all over the place. We stayed airborne as we flew over the Shinjuku crater. Nakano was close. I could only hope we could make it all the way. Do we? I think we do, right?
Keep us high.
I can't! We're losing power!
The chopper was in a spin. Momo and I were basically crawling the floor, trying not to get flung around the cabin.
I'm going for an emergency landing.
But where are we? What were we gonna crash into? My place had to be close now.
It's a school! Go for the yard!
Prepare for impact. Brace yourselves.
I held Momo's body and embraced. It didn't sound too bad, you know? Sounded like they were okay.
You guys okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice flying! Honestly, I couldn't believe I still had all my limbs. Hi, Corolla of the crash tilting chopper. Ooh, that smoke though. I had to run the rest of the way, and right now. But the moment I looked up,
You're still struggling in vain?
oh no, this bitch, why?
Why aren't you giving up? Do you enjoy pissing me off? Does it make you happy?
Did you pop up here just to ask that shit? If you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
then just delete the damn asteroid!
As if I'd do as you told me. You're always crawling and buzzing around. Man, you're annoying. You're really getting on my nerves. You don't know when to quit. How many times do I have to tell people to stay out of my way?
Out of nowhere, an intense shockwave smashed into me. I tried to grab onto her. Before my hands could reach her, I was sent flying and slammed into the wall of the school. I felt my bones creaking. My body hurt so bad I couldn't get up. Momo had collapsed. She'd been thrown into a wall too. She was coughing up blood, but at least she was still alive. Shockwave had exploded her chopper. Bruh! Where were Bram and the pilot? Had they gotten out okay? I shook my head. I couldn't afford to worry about them now. I'm not here to mess with Asuma. I have to get past him and make it home somehow. The flashbacks still scare me, but I have to load.
Yeah.
Oh. So this is how you predict the future.
How does he see it? Asuma appeared instantly in front of me.
You know what? I'm deleting it.
No! Oh no!
Hey, what are you doing? Stop it!
This should do it. Maybe now you'll get it through your thick skull. How meaningless everything is!
Oh no. It was slipping through my fingers. I was powerless. I couldn't stop it fading. Oh no.
Asuma!
I heard a gunshot. Bram had fired at Asuma. The bullet didn't connect though. Asuma himself had already vanished, like he was never there.
Shit. God damn it. What the fuck did you do?
Oh my god.
Fuck.
It's crazy. Dude.
Hey, what's wrong?
My saves. They're all gone.
Can you make one now? Can't save, huh?
What the hell? I can't make new saves either.
What?
This means I can't save or load anymore. He literally disabled me. I can't do shit.
That's not true. Bram grabbed me by my clothes.
No idea what any of that means, but you have something more important to do than mope around here, don't you?
Yeah, you tell him. Momo had stood up. Despite her wounds, she was holding my hand. Blood trailed from the corner of her mouth. She must have been hurting all over. but I saw strong will in her eyes, a light that wouldn't go out without a fight.
We need to go.
Limbs deleted, powerless, as if I still had something.
You're a fast learner, son. Maybe you're on your way to becoming a wizard.
I had the programming knowledge my dad taught me, my skills as a hacker. Yeah. Graham let go of me and slapped my back.
Got it!
You tell us, Graham! I broke into your run. Asuma was ignoring me, so this was my chance. Enduring the pain that was racking my body, I somehow made it all the way home. I wonder how far it was.
Cross!
Oh, she's here too! I burst through the door not only to find Cross, but Miss Lid and Wind were there too.
Hold on! You're alright!
Not
Oh,
exactly.
too. You actually made it in time. Wait, you both look awful.
We're okay.
We are in awful state.
You didn't load?
I can't load anymore. Asuma deleted all my saves.
He what? I see. You did good making it here.
What's the situation?
The antenna's powered up and we're currently hacking into your dad's system.
I shot Cross and nod, then connected a keyboard to the PC and set about helping him.
Why are you two here?
The network disturbances are making communication tough, so we thought it better to be here just in case. Makes sense, right? Wynn's here to control OnWeb 0023's position. He said he likes video games, so I brought him along.
That's okay. A retro joystick sat in front of Wynn, so he was going to use that to control the sat.
I'm a gamer, but not like a pro gamer.
Yeah, it's very different. He was really tense. Two things had to be done. Sending comms to the Space Guard missiles would be simple as long as the channel was open. But positioning OnWeb 0023 so it could open up the comms channel required pro-level skill. We had to do that for 9 Space Guard missiles in total, and transmission timing for each of them was slightly different. This meant we needed both perfect timing and enough expertise to improvise. Wynn was deathly pale. He was nothing like
You can do it, dude. Just keep telling yourself that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, self-reassurance. He was shaking like crazy, but he nodded along the way.
Miss Kumar, can you send me the control manual too? I want to learn it, just in case. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it, but still.
You won't be able to. Not with those injuries. If push comes to shove, I'll do it myself. You get some rest, okay?
Okay.
Hold on. The Estrella satellites are all set. Give it 15 or so minutes and they'll hit X-2038. We hacked into the Space Guard missiles too. We'll be able to control them now.
So all that was left was this, huh?
I've bypassed security. But wait, not yet.
I thought we finally made it through, but there was one more barrier.
This is
a password input. An old and simple security measure.
A password, huh?
I'll look for a way around it. But it seems this layer of security was implemented recently.
What?
Recently? How recently?
It was added within the last 3 years.
Huh. 3 years. EMI was commonplace 3 years ago. There was no need to use a security measure as outdated as a password.
The QCDC could probably get past this in a second, but the comm situation put them all out of reach.
The city's internet infrastructure was basically on life support. That made connecting to QCDCs in the US.
Do you have an idea what the password could be?
Give me a moment to think.
I couldn't load anymore. All I could do was guess the password my dad set up.
The time window during which we have to send the commands is 3 minutes away. We'll have 268 seconds once it starts.
Shoot. By then, we had to set up the channel to OnWeb 0023, change its apps position, connect to the 9 missiles, and send them
Wynn,
commands.
are you ready?
I'll try my
That's a lot.
best.
Man's struggling. Wynn's fingers were trembling. You could tell he was going to give it his best shot, but he was so tense I couldn't help but worry. This lid felt the
I
same way.
think I'll take over.
But
Don't worry. It's not like I'm all brains and no guts.
Even as she talked, her voice was shaking as much as her hands.
Liddy, you don't have to.
Karu?
We just got here.
Nice of you to make an appearance.
Did he bring a gamer with him? Aww. Oh my god, they got Oz! Miss Samesu came in, followed by Nono and Oz.
Man, you guys don't know when to quit.
Hey, we got it!
Tengen!
I know what's going on and what I gotta do. Pass it over here, Liddy.
All right. Right in the nick of time. Don't worry me like that.
God knows why I keep letting you guys take advantage of my soft side.
I guess you just don't know when to quit.
I guess I don't.
You good now, Oz?
You're in no position to worry about anyone else. Your voice is shaking.
Can you blame me?
He was right. I was trembling like crazy. I still have the injuries Asuma gave me, and not being able to save and load anymore had made me seriously spooked. I couldn't even type properly.
Hold on, there's no time.
I know.
I didn't know the password. I couldn't just make random
Boss.
guesses.
How many do-overs do I get here?
2. Mess up 3 times and it'll lock up and ignore all further commands for some time.
Oh god.
Get psyched, kid. Remember the grit you had the first time we met?
Yeah. Gotta set the stage for you somehow, old man.
I looked around but couldn't find anything that might have a password on it, like a sticky note or something. I checked his clothes too. I found his employee ID card from his days on OnWeb. It looked like he kept it around to the end. Look at the info on the card. First, I tried the employee number.
2 more tries.
So I needed to think outside the box, huh? I had to look back at the past. Focusing, I sorted out all my vague memories of Dad. What kind of stuff had he talked about? Did he ever say anything that could form a hint? My throat was dry. I wiped the sweat on my pants and put it next to the password. How about this? It was the first letter of the town he lived in, followed by the year he moved me there. Back when I was little, I'd heard he often used passwords like this.
Please.
Wrong again. A terrible thought crossed my mind. What if his password was AI-generated mess of letters and numbers? Oh no. I think it's probably something important to him, like, well, I had no chance of guessing something like that. I'd blow the last guesses and we wouldn't be able to stop the asteroid.
Are you sure you can't load anymore?
Yeah, I'm sure. I only have 1 try now.
God, my saves were all gone.
I want you to watch me.
Well, there was that weird safe that's been there since the start, but that seemed too risky to try out. We can try that.
I want you to watch me.
Okay, calm down. Don't get worked up.
That didn't help at all. I'm thinking that we might have to load it back to that one at the very beginning. My hands couldn't stop shaking. My chest was pounding so much it hurt. I could barely breathe. I'm gonna drink some water, it's intense.
It's time! The commands have to be sent within the next 268 seconds.
Oh.
Hold on.
But the more everyone around me pressured me, the emptier my head got. I had 1 chance left. What could I do? I couldn't think of anything else. I didn't know my dad that well. Shit.
Let me focus.
I'd come so far, but suddenly, Oz hit me on the shoulder. The pain almost made me
Deep
cough.
breaths. You're not seeing the bigger picture, kid. Look around you.
Around me.
I looked around the room. This was where I lived since I was little. The place where I lived with my dad. I had memories of us here, together. It came back to me. Oh!
Hackers are wizards.
Wizards? Dad's favorite saying was his motto. Something he always said to me when I was a kid. It was like his legacy imprinted on my
180
mind.
seconds.
Oh,
Hold
God.
on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Oh God. I couldn't think of anything else. Would it really work though? Was it just some answer I cooked up out of desperation? Was this the best I could come up with? What if it was wrong? I had no more retries. The lives of hundreds of millions depended on this. Did it matter that the world was digital? People would still die. I froze, too hesitant to press enter.
Make up your mind and rush in there!
Oh, that's what he told her before.
That's your old man's motto right there.
Yeah, that's right.
I had to make up my mind. I had to believe in myself. And believe in Dad too. Enter!
I'm in!
Oh my god.
Yes!
Oz!
Oh my god.
You sure took your sweet time.
It took me forever. Oz put on some ancient looking VR goggles and began moving the joystick.
100 seconds.
This isn't stressful at all.
Oz,
Tengen.
why the hell do you all sound so worried? Show
Like
this
I'm a
old
pro
timer
at
some
this.
respect.
Yeah.
There!
He was so calm. He did what he had to do about a single hiccup.
Sending commands. And sent. Looks like they're all on a collision course with X-2038.
We did it.
There's nothing more we can do here. Whatever will be, will be.
Oz lay down right where he was. He looked tired as hell. It wasn't my turn to relax yet, though. Even if there was nothing else I could do, I had to see myself whether we pulled this thing off. Yeah, let's see if we did. I hope we did. And like, what's gonna happen to Asuma, you know? We stood near the Sun Plaza and waited for the time to come. All around us were people who looked like they had given up on running away. They were gazing up at the sky with despair in their eyes.
It's okay. It's gonna work. The Astraea Sats collided with X-2038 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
That part was pretty much perfect.
Nice.
I'm sure the Space Guard missiles are going to hit too.
They were set to reach the asteroid when it was about 30 minutes from Earth, or about 30,000 kilometers away. I didn't know if that was going to be visible to the naked eye, but even so, I gulped and looked up at the sky. Suddenly. What's that?
That's X-2038.
It was just a white dot in the sky, but even from here, I could tell it was no regular star. Even if it wasn't stopped, it was going to crash into the Pacific in 30 minutes. There was no way for me to redo any of this. We were about to see if all our efforts had paid off. Cross, winged, misled, Mr. Sumezu, Nunon, even Oz. Who'd they drag into this mess? Ram, who'd been standing outside my house? Momo, who was still injured and struggled to walk. Everyone was looking up at the sky.
It's okay. There's nothing to worry about.
She whispered like she was trying to convince herself.
Poland was incredible. Everyone was. They all came through. I'm sure it'll all work out.
20 seconds until the Space Guard missiles make contact with X-2038.
Please hit.
Hit! Hit!
Just hit already!
Hit! Hit the damn thing!
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2,
1.
Hit! Break that thing apart!
It was as if my voice had reached it. Oh my god! Yes! A bright light filled the sky of the winter morning. People around us looked up in the sky in shock and confusion. Was that light the world ending? Or the light subsided, and the scenery we saw The thing we saw when we looked up. Oh my god, it worked! I couldn't help but laugh. I'd only just made it out, but I'd actually seen it. I'd seen the asteroid explode and splinter into little pieces.
It worked! It really worked!
Oh my god!
We did it!
That's wild! We had one chance, and one had been enough. Momo teared up as my eyes met hers. We looked to each other. Standing in front of everyone for help, I threw my fist in the air.
Hackers are wizards!
Yeah!
We make the impossible possible!
You tell them!
Hold on!
He slid and Nono both grabbed me.
Go! You're heckin' awesome! All of you are awesome!
Aww. Even Win joined them. He was so hyped it was impossible to tell he'd been cowering moments ago. But we were the only ones in high spirits. Some of the people nearby had cheered a little, but they got exhausted and fell into despair again straight away. Right. Things weren't over yet. We prevented the asteroid impact, but the Pope had declared that the world would end in a few days. Then again, that was a job for Kent, so... Okay, Juno. I suddenly noticed that Juno was here. What happened to her?
Are you alright now?
Yeah, didn't she have something in her stomach? How long has she been here? I glanced at her injury and it looked like she'd been treated. She must have found a hospital. Her expression was blank, but then she began crying her eyes out.
Kent!
Huh?
My brother!
What is going on here?
My dearest brother! Oh, my brother, no! Not my brother! Not Kent! Not him!
What happened?
Hey, what's wrong?
Was one of the satellites the one that...
What's wrong? You're wondering what's wrong?
Was one of the satellites one of the one that, like, Amadeus used?
Well, you were wasting time on that asteroid. He was deleted. My beautiful brother was deleted.
Huh? How?
Asuma Soga.
What an a-hole. What did she just say?
He's deleted my brother. All trace of him has vanished from the world.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
We have to load back?
He doesn't exist anymore.
Oh no, how are we gonna stop the end now?
He's gone!
Our joy quickly turned into despair. We lost our only hope of saving the world. What now? Like, why do they throw so many curveballs at us? Under heavy fire? Okay, it says clear chapter 9. This game is so stressful. Under the heavy fire, Asuma had flown into the sky. Floating above the Shinjuku crater, he looked down and clicked his tongue. He didn't like that Graham had shot him while he was cornering pull on Takuoka. Graham's bullet would have never hit Asuma. It would have automatically stopped before as it so much as grazed his body. Asuma was irritated purely because he had to rely on his reflexes to evade it. Asuma suddenly began to break apart at the particle level. Is he being deleted too? His body, completely untouched by the overwhelming amount of drone firework, was shining as it split apart. It looked akin to magic, but Asuma realized immediately that this too was an attack on him. This meant that there was still someone out there with the means to attack him. And Asuma quickly realized that this person was a wizard-level hacker, Cicada 3301, aka Kent.
Damn you!
Asuma halted the attack. Just before it disappeared altogether, his body, or rather, his data, reconstructed automatically. And all he'd done was wish for it too. What? The light consuming him vanished. He was in perfect health again.
Annoying. You're really pissing me off, Kent Korihisa!
How? The moment Asuma growled these words, Amadeus Kent appeared before him. It was clear from Kent's expression that he hadn't intended to make such an appearance.
Why don't you get it? Right now, in this world, I can do anything I like. I can even summon you before me.
That power you wield is not yours.
I know that. And what of it? You do realize that those of you trying to protect the world are an absolute minority, don't you? The overwhelming majority wants only to be freed from the shitty world.
I think only you.
Why not respect the will of the people? And respect my will, too. You're going to these lengths for yourself alone. And it's completely pointless.
It's not true.
It pisses me off that you think you're in the right.
Be that as it may, I will not give up on saving the entire world. All existing world layers, and all the people living within them. The last 25 years have brought me to this decision.
Then save me too! Why are you trying to kill me? This is why the whole simulation is trash! Just disappear already!
His hair from the back is really cool. The noise of white static interference suddenly began crawling over Kent's body. In a moment, he was the one consumed by light. And in another moment, he disassembled entirely. Fragments of light floated around for a few seconds, but those two vanished as if they had never been. Asuma had completely deleted Kent Korihisa, and it wasn't just his body he deleted. He had deleted Amadeus Kent Korihisa's data in its entirety. That data, once spread all over the world, was now gone without a trace. He hadn't neglected to delete the original Kent's data either. Neither nor the Amadeus system offshoot Kent had built. Kent was gone, and he could never come back. Normally, it'd be impossible to delete data without leaving a single byte of information behind, but as he was now, Asuma could accomplish that feat without any trouble. If he wanted to, he could delete the very moments Kent Korihisa and Cicada 3301 from the minds of everyone who knew them.
I told you, in this world I can do anything. You should thank me. I freed you from a 25-year curse.
Now, Asuma could finally end the world. What? The asteroid he created would collide with Earth in half an hour. Oh, this is before. It would instantly kill hundreds of millions. He looked up at the sky and was left speechless. The asteroid was hurtling closer, but as it did, it was pierced by a few small lights. The sky was drowned in light. Asuma knew instinctively that the asteroid had been destroyed. The world would not end at his hands. The future had been changed.
Who did this?
He yelled in outrage, but he already had an inkling as to who was responsible.
It was you, wasn't it? Lucia! You and Pull-on Takaoka!
Oh my god, aren't we just so amazing that we solved 3 impossible quests and then stopped the whole asteroid? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I think we're back to Bombi's perspective now also, and now this story I have no idea when or where it's gonna end, because I just don't have any direction or where it's going now, so I don't know how much longer it's gonna be. So I think I might as well just end this video here, since we saved the world from the asteroid. So yeah, I will catch y'all next time as we complete the rest of the story or see where it goes from here. All right, peace out, y'all. Bye.